I'm a big Marvel fan and I cannot wait to see Thunderbolts this weekend. So, here are my top 10 Marvel movies. Without further ado, here we go. Number 10 is Black Panther. Black Panther was a surprise for me. I did not expect it to be this good. This movie was just superbly well directed by Ryan Coogler and incredibly well acted. I love all of the actors in this movie. Chadwick Boseman, who is sadly no longer with us, was terrific in Black Panther, and I just loved his character. I liked the character of Shuri as well, and Viola Davis, Michael B. Jordan. Everybody gave a great performance, and I loved the world of Wakanda. I enjoyed that Marvel kept expanding its world, and I thought that Black Panther did a really good job. It felt like a James Bond spinoff almost. It was really well shot, and while some of the CGI doesn't hold up really all that well, I think that most of it does, and I really love the story of Chala and Killmonger. I love the villain's story as well, and I think that Killmonger is one of the strongest MCU villains of all time. Number 9 is The First Avengers. The First Avengers is just a really great movie. It's the first team up of the MCU, and it's great seeing Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, and Mark Ruffalo together on screen. It's just really a fantastic film all around. I love watching this movie. It's almost like a miracle that it was so great. Like, could have been just awful, but they managed to pull it off. Marvel and Joss Whedon managed to do a great film. This is an exciting comic book movie. I still love the Battle of New York and the ending of this movie. It's just a really fun film, and I love the character of Loki, and I enjoy seeing him as the villain. Number 8 is Captain America Civil War. The Captain America trilogy is my favorite Marvel trilogy. And the one that comes close is the Guardians trilogy. That's my second favorite trilogy, but my favorite trilogy is the Captain America one. And Civil War is just a great film. Like, I don't watch it as much as, say, Infinity War. But I still rewatch it from time to time, and it feels like an Avengers 2.5. It really does. It's a Captain America movie. Like, the story focuses on Captain America and what happens with Bucky. I get all that, but I think that at its core, it's sort of an Avengers movie, and you need this movie before Infinity War. You need to break up the Avengers, and I think that this film was done really well. Minus its villain, like, Marvel has trouble with its villain sometimes here. Yeah, I don't like the character of Zemo, never have. But I think that overall this movie is just fun and exciting, and I'm Team Cap all the way. Like, I get why Iron Man feels the way he does, but most of what like happened in Age of Ultron was his fault by creating Ultron in the first place, and then he sort of betrays the Avengers, and I don't like Iron Man in this movie. To me, Iron Man is mostly the villain of Civil War. He redeems himself in Infinity War, but I just don't like Iron Man in Civil War. Number 7 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine to me was just a hilarious comedy. And sometimes when Marvel does humor, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it just takes you out of the moment, takes you out of the dramatic moments. And here, I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine is just a funny movie. It's got two great leads with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Both actors are fantastic in this movie. Hugh Jackman, I think, is just a treasure. He is just fantastic as Wolverine, and I wish that he would do this until he was 90, because he's so great in the role, and I feel like he's even better than Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, and I love Deadpool, but I think that Hugh Jackman is just wonderful, and it's just great seeing him back and in the MCU. And I love that Marvel here sort of makes fun of itself. Like, it's not afraid of criticizing its failures, and while they made a bad movie right after this with Captain America Brave New World, I feel like the future is bright for Marvel. I think that they learned a lot of their mistakes of Phase 4 and 5, and hopefully the next two Avengers movie will be great. Hopefully they won't just be like a cameo fest. I'm excited for Doomsday, so let's see how it goes. But I love Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 6 is Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I think that No Way Home is definitely the best Spider-Man movie that we've had in the MCU. It's still great seeing like all three Spider-Man together with Tom Holland. We got Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire joining him, and it's just really a fun and exciting movie. I think that the first half is okay. It's good. It's not as good as the second half where all of the Spider-Mans are together. Like, that's what makes No Way Home for me. Like, if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield didn't appear in this film, I think it would have been a weak movie. It wouldn't have been as good as this film is with them. I'm glad that we saw Tobey Maguire one more time as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker, and I'm glad to finally see like a grown-up Peter, as well as Andrew Garfield. They're both grown-up Peters, and they can be there for Tom, and they can show him how to become his own Spider-Man. They help him when Aunt May dies, which is a really sad scene in this movie. I love this moment where they're on the rooftop and they talk about Uncle Ben. It's just one of the best scenes in the MCU. It's just heartbreaking to watch. I love No Way Home. I think it's just a great film. Number 5 is Avengers Endgame. This is the final film in the Infinity Saga, and I think that it's a great conclusion. Is it like a bit like over the top at times? Does it always make sense? No, it doesn't. It feels a bit fan servicey. But all that aside, this movie is just really fun and entertaining. The 2 hours and a half really fly by, and I think it's a great conclusion to the Infinity Saga. I really do. Like I said, some things don't make sense. Like, I don't get how Iron Man solved time travel in like one night. I just don't understand that. Don't understand how they made Hulk like Professor Hulk. I don't like what they did with Hulk Endgame, and they butchered Thor a bit, I feel. They made him a comedy, and I like Thor when he's a lot more serious than he is comedic. But the portal scene and the last hour in Endgame is just fabulous. It's a grand conclusion. It's grand finale. I love Endgame. If you don't think about it too much, you're gonna have a great time with these characters. It's just a great ending to the Infinity Saga. Number 4 is the one that started it all, Iron Man. Iron Man is just a great film. Robert Downey Jr. started the MCU, and he knocked it out of the park. And a lot of producers didn't want Robert Downey Jr. He was a loose cannon. But Jon Favreau took a chance on Robert Downey Jr., and here we are. The rest is history, as they say. And this movie is just super entertaining, super fun, and Jeff Bridges as the villain is just really great. He's one of the best MCU villains in my opinion, and he's really memorable. And I just find this movie entertaining. It's action-packed. It's just a great origin movie, and back then I loved that the MCU felt small. This was the only superhero that they had introduced, and it led to bigger and better things. But I'm glad that we had this movie to start things off. And to me, like, the first 4 MCU movies are some of the best because they are really small, and they're setup movies for the Avengers, and I really love that. Number 3 is Guardians 1. Guardians 1 to me is my favorite Guardians film. I think that movie is just fabulous. It's got a great cast: Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, and Dave Bautista. All of them are terrific. All of them are great in this movie. I love the character of Rocket. He's probably my favorite member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. But all of them are terrific, and I love the humor in this film. I love the dramatic moments. It feels like a space opera, it feels like Star Wars. It's just a really great and entertaining movie. The prison breakout scene is one of my favorite parts of this movie. I love when the Guardians finally like come as a team. The ending against Ronan is terrific. Ronan is one of the strongest MCU characters, but I don't think that he's all that terrible either. I think that he's serviceable for what he is. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and the soundtrack is just fantastic. Number 2 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier is just one of the best action movies I've ever seen. It's not just a great MCU movie, but it's a great movie, period. Chris Evans is my favorite actor in the MCU. He's my favorite superhero. I love Scarlett Johansson in this movie. I love Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier. He did such a great job. And Anthony Mackie as well. Like, Anthony Mackie is not one of my favorite actors, but I thought that he did a really great job in the Winter Soldier. I love his friendship with Captain America, Steve Rogers. I love these two together. And I thought that this was just a great spy thriller. It was just a really exciting and emotionally like gripping film. I love The Winter Soldier. Number 1 is Infinity War. This is my favorite Marvel movie. We're all gonna have different number ones and different opinions on what is the best Marvel film, but this is mine. I think that is just an exciting film from the first frame, and you're never bored once. I was never bored once watching Infinity War, and I love the ending of this movie. I love that this movie finishes with the villain winning. You know that he's not gonna stay on top. You know that Thanos is not gonna be a winner always, but at least they had the balls of finishing this movie with Thanos just sitting on the throne and looking out on the sunset. The Russo brothers did a fantastic job. I just love the character Thanos. They did such a great job developing him and fleshing out his motivation in the first film. He's my favorite Marvel villain up to this point because I think that he's just wonderfully written. I love the action in this movie. The action is fabulous. All the characters get some screen time, and there are a lot of characters in this movie, but I think that they do a good job of balancing everybody. I love the Captain America scene at the train station where he goes in to save Scarlet Witch and Vision. I love the entire finale in Wakanda where our heroes are battling Thanos' army, and I loved Thor's entrance with Rocket Raccoon and Groot in Wakanda. It's one of my favorite MCU moments ever. It's just fantastic. This movie is just super exciting. I love Infinity War. It's my favorite MCU film. So yeah, those are my top 10 MCU movies. There are a lot that I also really like, and there are also some that I dislike. I'm probably gonna do a top 10 worst MCU films soon. So let me know what your top 10s are down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.